All right, good morning. Good morning. We are in early this morning. What's going on, everybody? Hope y'all can hear me. I'm trying to run my checks real quick. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to run my checks. Just make sure that we in. Go ahead and send out a share for me. Let people know. Good morning. I'm trying to keep this going. It's, every day there's something in the news. We're going to talk sports. It's just not going to be only South Jersey high school sports. We just want to talk sports in general. Some big things happened yesterday, so I said, why not jump on? Also, before we get started, I want to start off the show. Yesterday, I had a brain fart. I forgot about Mainland High School girls basketball team. They won on Sunday. They won the championship. So in South Jersey basketball, we had Camden winning. We had Lenape girls winning, and then we had Mainland girls winning. So I apologize. That was a slip up, but I wanted to make sure I get it right. Go ahead, give me a thumbs up in the comment section if you guys can hear me. We are streaming right now to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X. I got to get used to saying X. Am I the only one that only says Twitter? But we're back. It's going to be Twitter for me for a long time. It's going to take a while for me to get that out of my head. But good morning, man. First of all, I want to say our basketball all-stars are moving. We will have the date and location out very, very soon. We also will be dropping the uniform design sometime today. We have that etched in stone, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, we working on some stuff, man. We really working, trying to make things a little exciting here in South Jersey. So, be on the lookout for that. What else? Before I get started, also our 7-on-7 tournament. Right now, we're thinking about the date of July 13th. The reason why we're thinking about July 13th is due to that being the date we normally would do is July. It would have been July the 6th. But with 4th of July being on a Thursday, we were thinking that families may go out of town. Coaches may give their kids off from the 4th of July all the way through the 7th. So we wanted to kind of get out of the way of that. And we're probably going to move it to the 13th. So we're probably going to do July 13th this year for our 7-on-7 event. I'm getting ready to start texting some coaches. We had some coaches that reached out that wanted to host it at their location. I just have to make sure that it's suitable. Last year we had like 13, 14 teams. This year I'm estimating we should get closer to 20. So we're going to put that out. But we run a really well-oiled tournament. So we'll get that out. But yeah, we're looking at a date of July the 13th. We're going to have a segment where I'm gonna open the phone lines up. You're not pressured to call, but if you want to call in, you'll be able to call in, and we could talk. So I'm trying to introduce new things as we move along with this. With this new little show, man. Twitter popping, man. We got about 20 something people in on Twitter. Salute. Facebook is starting to put theirs out. I don't know. When I go live from this program, it just puts Facebook notifications out a little bit later. And YouTube, obviously, normally those are people that typically watch games and certain things. So that's starting to build up as well. But salute to everybody. Go ahead, send it out. So where are we going to start today? Are we going to start with the Eagles making a big splash in free agency? The Eagles made a big splash in free agency. Eagles pick up Saquon Barkley. They signed him to a deal that could be north of $40 million for Saquon Barkley. Is that a good move for the Eagles? Saquon Barkley, we all know, is an explosive player. He once committed to Rutgers, that people don't know, but he committed to Rutgers and then flipped and went. I think he committed to Rutgers. No, I got that wrong. He committed to Penn State. That was JT who was going to go to Rutgers, I think. It was one of the bigger running backs. I can't remember if it was JT or Saquon. But Saquon Barkley played at Penn State, was a phenomenal player, drafted, I believe, number 2 overall, went to the Giants. And now he gets the contract that he's been looking for the last 2 years. This is a good move for the Philadelphia Eagles. Do you feel like they overpaid, or do you feel like it's right on par of what they should have done? Is he getting his value? I just want to talk about it in this regards. So let me know in the comments. But I'm just looking at this move as being one of those moves. I mean, we lose we lose Swift. I'm sorry, I'm getting notifications and stuff like that. We lose Smith. Swift. Swift goes to the Chicago Bears. He gets himself a 3-year deal as well. Pretty good for him. Pretty cool. But I just think Saquon Barkley is a more explosive player. Now you pair him with the Eagles players. I mean, we're talking about a lineup that can be dangerous. You're talking about, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert, and now Saquon Barkley joining the backfield. So yeah, that's a big move. That is a huge move for the Philadelphia Eagles to get that. What's going on? All right, there we go. You were right. He originally committed to Rutgers. Okay, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember if it was him or if it was another running back. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's going on, man. Sometimes you think about things and you tend to get them wrong, but I that's what I thought. He committed to Rutgers and then flipped to Penn State. He committed to Rutgers as a high school sophomore, then flipped to Penn State. Just think about that, man. I mean, Rutgers, we're not going to get into the state college, but Rutgers could have had, JT. They could have had so many good running backs, but they dropped the ball. No, those are game changing. Those are program changing type players that Rutgers could have had. But that's neither here nor there. Here we go. We got thanks for the comments rolling in this morning. Here we go. Sad part was that he would have signed this with the Giants, but they wanted no parts of him. And I really don't understand that. From Saquon Barkley, I know he had an injury. I believe his second or third year in the league, he had like a knee injury. Other than that, he's completed the seasons. He may have played 13 games each of those seasons, but I mean, he's a player that you look at the Giants. The Giants haven't been good for the last 3 years. Let's just call a spade a spade. They haven't been good at all. I mean, he was a guy that was targeted in the backfield. Everybody had all eyes on him because it was really no other threat. You stop Saquon, you beat the Giants, and he was getting hit behind the line a lot. Now, him going to the Philadelphia Eagles, what I think this does for him ultimately is it's going to be hard for them to pack the box, right? I mean, we saw what AJ Brown did. We see what Devontae Smith can do. Now you're not able to just pack the box with only, the objective of stopping him, right? Now you have these other wide receivers, tight ends. I mean, you can just spread the ball around to make it very difficult for defense to just hone in on him. I mean, he's an explosive player. He hits the hole really hard, pause, and he's explosive. So at the end of the day, I'm looking at DeAndre Swift and some of those holes that he was getting and running through and having 100-yard games or close to 100-yard games. No knock on DeAndre Swift, but Saquon Barkley is a much better running back than Swift. So those runs that Swift were getting, 20 yards, this guy may take, make it a 30 or 40-yard run and possibly a touchdown run. So it's a big, it's a big addition to the Philadelphia Eagles offense. Now, the other part where it helps the quarterback is, listen, man, you have somebody who can catch the ball out of the backfield. We saw what he did to the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, he ran wheel routes up the sideline, catching over his shoulder, and that's the more underrated side of Saquon Barkley. I got to get used to saying Saquon Barkley, but that's the other side of Saquon Barkley that he brings to the Philadelphia Eagles is that he's going to be able to catch the ball out of the backfield. So it's an explosive type of player. You're not going to be able to match up with the Eagles one-on-one all the time. The quarterback has to make a decision and make a good one. But what I will say is this. Now, let's call a spade a spade. The quarterback got to play now. It ain't no more. It's no more excuses for Jalen Hurts. None at all. There are no more excuses for Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's coming into this and, he has to play. He has to make the plays. There's no more excuses. You got two explosive receivers. You got a good tight, I'll say he's borderline great, tight end. And now you have a running back. There are no more excuses about not having playmakers. The Eagles have done a phenomenal job of surrounding Jalen Hurts with playmakers. Now the QB got to step up. Everything Hurts speaks. The ball to him is going to be freeze the defense and open up everything down the field. Exactly. I mean, that's a part. That's what I'm speaking to, man. Let's look at the zone reads or the RPOs that the Eagles like to run. I mean, granted, we do have a new, offensive coordinator as far as the Philadelphia Eagles, but, it'll open up the RPO game. It'll open up lanes for Jalen Hurts to run and pick up positive yards if he decides to pull it. You're not going to be able to hesitate to see if Saquon Barkley has the ball, because if you hesitate to see if he has the ball, he's running right past you. So, hopefully they implement that and they don't go away from the run. Sometimes the Eagles go away from the run. Hopefully with this new OC, man, he sticks to it, which he's which is a big thing. Can he stay healthy? That's a question. I think part of that question is kind of overstated. I'm gonna make a quick look here. But I think he gets hurt, he gets banged up, but again, like I'm looking at, why didn't it pop up? I'm sorry about that. Again, when you look at that, as far as he's been the only guy that they had to target, so he was just taking those shots, man, and he didn't really, need to. But we look at his production. I mean, the 2023 season, this past season, Saquon Barkley had 900 yards. He had 900 yards, average about 4 yards a carry. So I see that going up, in my opinion. A good year for Saquon Barkley should be roughly around 1,200 yards rushing. Add another 500 yards receiving out of the backfield. So I'm looking at like a 1,800 yard combined season for Saquon Barkley. For that to be, a really great, a really good season for him. But I just wanted to bring that up, right? Look at the Giants, Saquon Barkley numbers. I think the one season he got hurt. The one season was the 2020 season. He got hurt. To the 2021, he had sort of a down year as well. He only had 500 yards, close to 600 yards. But 2022, he had 1,300 yards. And then again last year, 900 yards. But his average is around 1,000 yards. In this system, I see about 1,200 yards from him out of the backfield. So that's a question. That is a question that that needs to be answered. So Benjamin White, Saquon run for 15, 20 in the Eagles game. So it's other than the injuries, how do you guys think that this plays out? If I mean, the bad part is the downside that possibly could happen is injury. We all know that. But what's the plus side for the Eagles? What were the Eagles looking at to bring Saquon on board? The all the things that I stated, is that an accurate statement? What are some of the things, that they're looking at? So Rob said, let's be honest, your OC is pass happy. He had Dak throwing 50 to 60 times a game. And, so I think he changed a little bit last year. And if you remember the one year that he had Zeke Elliott in the backfield, as an offensive coordinator, we're talking about Kellen Moore, who's the offense once of the Dallas Cowboys. When he had Zeke Elliott, he ran the ball. And I think that the Cowboys were one of the best offenses in the league that year. I think when he started throwing and getting pass happy is when they start seeing the decline of Zeke Elliott. So they were trying to kind of compensate. But no, throwing the ball 50, 60 times is outrageous. From a quarterback. No quarterback should throw the ball 50, 60 times. And I don't even like when Jalen Hurts throws the ball, over 30 times or close to 30 times. I just don't like it. I don't think that's his strong suit as a quarterback. I think what his abilities are, or what he's really great is the RPOs, putting pressure on the defense with his legs. That kind of opens up the lanes for him to pass the ball. He's gotten a little bit better with his accuracy, but I'm not all the way sold like 100%. He's not the greatest thrower of the ball. Sometimes I wonder why he's throwing the ball so high. Like, what is he trying to hit, a bird or something? Like he just leans back and then he throws the ball high, and sometimes that allows the defense to catch up with the receiver. But other than that, those are kind of the downsides of what I see from Jalen Hurts. But other than that, hopefully he can, play to his strong suit. RPOs, read, boom, throw the ball, open window, let AJ and Devontae catch the ball, take off running, all of that stuff. So that's what I'm hoping from this, pickup from the Philadelphia Eagles with Saquon Barkley. Trying to see, man. So the benefits will be to the receivers, the quarterbacks, all things go well. One area I'm still waiting for the Eagles, and they probably, knowing the Eagles, they may address it in the draft, is the offensive line. They may add another piece to the puzzle, within the draft. And then another spot that they have, well, it's two other spots, right? We got to talk about the back end of the defense. Darius Slay is getting a little bit older. And then you have that other dude on the other side. I don't even say his name. But they got. I like Darius Slay, but it might be time. It might be time with this turnover. I'm not saying that Darius Slay is a bad player by no means. I'm not saying that, but the way that we see the Eagles turning over the roster, we see guys retiring with Kelsey and excuse me, and Fletcher Cox. So we see this turnover. So it might be time for them to turn that over, bring in some better DBs on the outside or younger DBs on the outside, start developing those guys. Maybe sign 2 guys in the back end as far as the safeties go. And then we need a linebacker. Philadelphia Eagles definitely need a linebacker. I'm kind of over the experiment of homeboy playing linebacker. I don't even say his name. You talking about injuries. That dude been hurt all the time. It's one of them things, right? One of those things. So we'll see. Now, what does this do? We're looking at the offseason. We see other teams making minor moves. Anybody in here, I know we have a lot of people, everybody in here is not an Eagles fan. So let's talk about it. Dallas Cowboys didn't make a move at all. They didn't make a move at all early. First day is typically when the best players are already, they starting to go places. The better players are already starting to go places. The Cowboys haven't really done anything, or you guys, Cowboys fans, y'all interested in that? Giants fans, 49er fans, whatever your team is. What moves do you want to see your team make? Where is the area that you feel like your team needs to get better in? And we'll talk about that, right now. I'll talk about your team. We'll have that conversation, and then we'll open up the phone line, right? We will open up the phone line. So I'll go ahead and get the phone number put in if y'all want to call in. We'll have that conversation. Oh man, did I do it right? Yeah, I did it right. And then we're going to keep it moving, man. Try to build this program here. We're trying to build it up, man. Hopefully we get signed by WIP or somebody like that, right? Shoot your boy a contract, man. There's nothing wrong with it. Shoot your boy a contract. So what do you guys want to see? List your team. Let me know what you want to see them do. Is there any free agent out there that you would like to see? All of that good stuff. So let's see. I don't like that. I'm working on the text. I'm going to put the text up right now so you guys get to see it. And then we will get to moving. And I'll make sure that, got to make sure that we good to go with that. Close out of that. All right, so I'm ready to take calls if anybody wants to call in and talk. So here we go. Get these comments in. Where I'm going to put this. I'm working on something, guys. Sorry about that. Let's get this. I want to keep this in. So here we go. Technically, Wednesday is the official day. Yeah, technically Wednesday is, but right now it's the tampering time. Everybody's tampering with players. It's you could start, talking to players. You know what I mean? Crickets from the Cowboys. So the Cowboys, what's going on with them? All right. And then he said he won Joe Mixon. All right, we got a call coming in right now. Let me bring this up. All right, here we go. Yo, what's going on? You on? Hello. Something went wrong with the phone call. All right, hung up. Try it again. Whoever just called, try it again. I'll make sure that. Oh, that's what they did. I'll make sure that it goes through. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna end it so you can call back in. If you want to call back in, I apologize. I couldn't see the name or the number. I have a totally different phone taking the phone call. So if you want to call in, try again. I apologize. I'll get it working. All right. That's the Google number. I had to press a button and all this other nonsense. All right, let me make sure it's high enough. Oh, there we go. I'm pressing the button. Answer. Hello. I don't know what's going on with this phone right now. It keeps hanging up. So it keeps hanging up. I don't know why it keeps hanging up. I apologize. My apologies. It just keeps hanging that person up, or that person just keeps hanging up. You got to hold on to the line, and I have to accept the call. All right. That's really weird.
To press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
All right, I press 1. Hello, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's going on?
What's up? This is Art Star.
What's going on? What's going on, Art Star?
Man, how you doing, man? How's your morning?
I'm doing good this morning. How you doing?
I'm good. I wanted to chat.
Press 1. All right, go ahead. Hello, you there? What you got?
All right. Well,
what's going on? You got to turn. You got to.
Well, what I wanted to say.
Whatever you got in the background, you got to lower it down because it's getting feedback in.
Okay, I got you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. There you go. What's going on, Art?
All right, loud and clear. I was just saying, man, the Eagles need a defensive backfield, man. What are they going to do about it?
That's one of the questions right now. I think they may address it in the draft, maybe second or third round. But I do hear that they are looking at some of the safeties, coming. They have
Right.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He might come back to Philly. And then they're looking at the safety from Denver. So those are some of the talks right now. What do you think? They gonna go draft or a free agent?
I think we need to get a free agent. We need a shutdown corner, man. We need something.
You keeping
We need
Slay?
something right away. We can't wait for developmental players. We need somebody to just come in and just shut down the best receiver on the other side of the ball. Because nobody has yet to answer to C.D. Lamb.
Okay.
No one.
Okay.
No one.
So
We need somebody.
So you going in the draft, or you looking to free agency?
Well, what number are the Eagles in the draft?
I'll have to look that up. That's a good question. But
What's the number? Are we 12th in the draft? Are we 16th? Are we 18th? We got to see who's out there. Who's out there that could come in and make an instant impact?
Okay.
What are the needs? It's defensive end is a need. Defensive tackle's a need. We have to. There's a lot of voids on the defensive backfield.
Okay, so this year, first round pick, the Eagles are 22nd overall pick. So let me ask you.
Who would be out there?
Let me ask you this question. All right, I'll ask you this question. So with the number 22 pick overall, are you comfortable with them selecting a DB, or would you rather it be a offensive lineman or defensive lineman? I mean, we just drafted 2 guys from Georgia, so which way do you want them to go with that number 22 pick overall?
We got to go in the defensive backfield, because if we're not getting to the quarterback, Carter's not getting to the quarterback, Fletcher Cox is gone. I think they just picked up a free agent defensive end from
the Jets.
From the Jets. Is that going to be the answer? But if we can't get to the quarterback, we sure as hell is going to need somebody in the defensive backfield to cover. If a quarterback has all day, you need somebody like a good shutdown corner and a good safety, because nobody answered the bell in the defensive backfield all year.
So, all right. So
Third and long, 3rd and 21, and they get 25.
so all right. So
How?
all right. So this is my question to you. My last question to you, and we'll allow other people to come in once you see that this caller is off. Y'all could call in, but with Kelee Ringo, when he played, were you satisfied with the way that he played being a young player? Are you okay with him replacing Bradbury? And if that's the case, what are we doing with Darius Slay? Are we keeping Slay, or is that defensive back going to
We're gonna need Slay. We definitely need to keep Slay if he's healthy.
Okay.
Bradbury, I don't even know if he's worth any trade value, but Bradbury really he wasn't hurt all season, was he?
No.
He wasn't hurt. He wasn't injured. He just got toasted every time. He was a deer watching headlights.
See, come on, man. Bradbury was bad. He was bad. I'm not even going to lie to you there. He was bad.
He was just a deer watching headlights. He was. You can't put him out there in space, and the obvious is coming.
Okay. Well,
the playoffs showed it. The big games. The big games really revealed, his play.
Yeah.
So the other gentleman you were talking about prior to is he's young, he's talented, he's going to develop. Bradbury, I would go Ringo. I would go with him.
Okay.
But we need someone. I don't know who.
Yeah.
Maybe you might need to call Rodney Harrison out of retirement.
Nah, he too old, man. He too old. Rodney Harrison too old. But thanks, Art Star for calling in. We're gonna open the line up, let somebody else jump on real quick. Thanks.
Have
for
a good one, brother.
First caller of the day. Thank you. All right, y'all. So the phone lines are open. So he wants to see the Eagles bringing the defensive back, somebody in that backfield. I do think the Eagles have been a little bit hesitant in the back end. They've been kind of like they've been doing patchwork over the last couple of years. I think it's very important for the back end to play with each other a couple years, maybe 2 years. But you don't want to see 5, 6 different defensive backs and different names back there. You got Maddox, who's been back there. He's gone. He's been hurt. You have Reed Blankenship. You have all these different, safeties and all this stuff, man. Eli Ricks is another that was back there as well. So you said Eli Ricks, and I actually was talking to somebody about Eli Ricks. I didn't like Eli Ricks playing the slot. I think he's too tall. I think he's too long. I just didn't like him playing quicker receivers in the slot. If anything, like I said, that's a question. Do we roll with the younger guys? Do we give them time? I think, and this is just me thinking, I think Ricks might be better suited playing a safety role. Being able to play center field with his cornerback experience, being able to go sideline to sideline. He has length, right? He can come down in the box and help out, make tackles. I'm not saying he's the best tackler, but he could come down there. We need somebody in the back end, with range. You look at the guy, is it Hamilton from I wanted him too. I wanted him over Davis, the defensive back, the safety from the Baltimore Ravens. I believe his name is Hamilton. I wanted to see him back there as well. So, the Eagles they got some work to do. They still have some work to do in the back end. So what else do y'all want to see, man? Y'all let me know. Thank you for tapping in with me this morning on the morning show. Listen, I've been contemplating this morning show for about a year. But the one thing about me, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest with y'all. So I usually wake up about 3, 4 in the morning, get my coffee, and start my day. I have a board that I write things on, and I have my goals, objectives, and different things like that. I listen to different podcasts. I try to get the whole, positive energy stuff going. But then I typically just leave out of the door, and sometimes it's hard, man, to turn on these machines and turn the screen on and actually record. It's really hard because you're letting people into a world of yours, right? And sometimes when you're not feeling it, you don't really feel like going on. But I'm trying to stay consistent with this. I think it's something that is pretty dope. You know, if you're at work right now and you can have the earbuds in and just listen, you don't have to necessarily watch it. And then you always come back and watch it, you know, later in the day. And here's the thing with sports: there's always a lot going on. You know, there's a lot going every day. There's going to be something that goes on. You know, we talk about, I mean, we could talk about how pathetic the Philadelphia 76ers have looked. They look like a high school basketball team the last couple of days. Thank God Maxi's coming back. And when is Embiid coming back? We not even want to talk about that. I haven't watched the Sixers since he got hurt. I turned the game on, and I'm being honest. And what I mean watch a game, you know, full. I turned the game on the other day, man. They were playing the Knicks or something. I think it was the Knicks. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I mean, these are dudes who get an opportunity when your star go down, you get to be the man. But we'll get to the Sixers at some point in time. But right now, we not, you know, you got pitchers and catchers, you know, reporting for high school baseball. You have spring training for Major League Baseball. So there's a lot going on right now, right, in sports, and there's always going to be something to talk about. So I figure we'll jump on. You got the Battle at the Beach coming up, high school football. So we'll get to some of those matchups as well down the line. We probably won't touch those today. Again, for our 7-on-7, we are looking for the date of the 13th of July. That's probably going to be our target date because the date of the 8th, I believe that's July 8th. We have, that's right after 4th of July. So, you know, some of those, I think some of those people will probably be going on vacation from the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. So we'll probably do it. We'll do it the next weekend, which is the 13th. So where you guys want to touch on next, man? We didn't touched on the Eagles. We didn't touched on their pickups. We didn't gave our congratulations to the girls, boys, basketball champions of South Jersey. We've recently talked about the shot clock in high school basketball on previous shows. We've talked about instant replay, you know, being in high school sports as well. So, what's next? What's next for the Eagles? What is next for the Philadelphia Eagles? What's next for your team? So we got something coming in. Why are the Eagles hesitant on pulling the trigger to get Patrick Queen? Queen want a lot of bread. He wants a lot of money. I don't know about Queen. I mean, the Eagles have a lot of money. They have a lot of cap room. So, and that's the crazy part. They were able to pay Saquon Barkley because of how much cap space they got. But they gotta work on the defense right now. They definitely do. What's going on? Good morning. Shout out to the Birdcage Show. All right, we got a caller coming in. Hold on.
Press 1 to send a voicemail.
What's going on? You live. Ready to go. Who's this?
What up, Rick?
Okay.
It's Rob Mahan. What's up?
What's going on, Rob? How you feeling this morning?
Oh, man, I'm feeling good, man.
What you got? What we talking about? We talk about the 49ers?
you know, I always got the inside track on everything.
Yeah.
Nah, I think that what people need to understand is, you know, just from my experience in working with the NFL, and you got to be patient. They get caught up in the free agent frenzy, and they say, oh, well, why are we not getting this guy? Like the person just asked, why are we not getting that guy? Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. Some of these teams are so strapped right now.
Right.
Like, you know, I know everybody got renewed, refreshed, but then they still have to honor contract. They still have. It's a lot going on. It's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. But I just say be patient, because the trades definitely will be the big thing. Everybody free agent, the trades are going to be the big thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that the Eagles have a couple of guys that have good value for good trade for good players. They got a couple of guys they just need to say, like you said, Bradbury, just buy, just let him go. But I think the Eagles definitely for me, just really seeing the Eagles, they really need secondary linebacker, and I mean their D line is young since Fletcher Cox is gone. I think 55 just re-signed, didn't he?
Yeah, Brandon Graham. He's going to do a farewell
Brandon Graham.
tour.
Yeah, I thought he was done this year. I was like, wait a minute. When I talked to him, he was like, yeah, this is it for me, man. Look, now he's coming back. So, hey, I really felt that Jason could have came back to play center one more year, but, he has his personal reasons as well.
Yeah, so...
Like my 49 now? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, my question to you is, would you... If you are the GM of the Philadelphia Eagles and you're looking at that defensive line, and like you said, Fletcher Cox retiring, they got Brandon Graham there, but would you bring in a more experienced veteran to kind of help those guys, continue along? You have Jordan Davis and Carter, which are the two guys. We need to see more out of Davis, but Carter's showing flashes. Do you feel like the Eagles still need a veteran presence there on that defensive line that could help them out?
You know what's so crazy? The crazy part about that question is Carter still needs somebody over him.
Exactly.
Because I don't know if he's mature. I don't know if he's even matured in the game mentally. Mm-hmm. So, he has times where he goes off kilter, and I remember Fletcher used to actually get on him, like, hey, come on now, get it together, pull it up, Mm-hmm. But, if y'all can get a veteran guy, that would be outstanding, but I don't know if y'all go younger again. I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I definitely think they need to bring in a veteran. So what we got for your 49ers? How we looking?
Well, the 49ers, to me, I think they're actually short. Like, you see, we've been giving extensions. Like, Kittle just got a nice extension. Armstead shocked me. Like, he didn't get his contract reconstructed, so now we had to release him, which is kind of like, wow, how that happened? That's a guy that the Eagles can use, somebody like him, Armstead. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He brings value to a defensive line. He's a veteran. He's a good football player. He's productive. I know last year he had the turf toe issue, but he's back and he played in the Super Bowl, did well, had like 2 sacks in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, y'all guys, that's somebody that you guys can look at for sure. 6'7", long guy, veteran leadership, So, I mean, that's somebody you guys can. I would like to get Danielle Hunter, truthfully, but like I said, you just got to wait and see this out. You got to be patient, man. I'm not in no hurry to say, oh, let's grab him, because I'm not the GM. I'm not John Lynch. I don't know what the money situation looked like. And with you guys, come on, man, Howie seems to always get it done. I don't know where y'all get this money from, but Howie always gets it done, man.
Howie's a wizard when it comes to the cap space, And it seems like he understands from year to year what's getting ready to happen. And this year the cap increased. So that just gave the Eagles more money. That's why I don't think they overpaid for Barkley, for Saquon, because when you look at how much money they have, that's only a small percentage of that cap space. So they still have a lot of money and a lot of willing and dealing that they could possibly do right now. So the Eagles are set up in a good spot.
For people to say that they gave him too much money is kind of a little ridiculous to me, because if you look on the average, most of the guys who went to other teams, they were on that 3-year, $24 million type deal. They was on that $8 million a year status. Even Swift went to Chicago for 3 years, $24 million. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's like him, Eckler, all those guys. Look at the salaries they got signed for. 3 years, 24, 25. I think Saquon actually, he brings more value because of his versatility and what he's already done in the league in his short 6 years in the league.
Right.
So I mean, I don't think he's getting too much. Whoever says that is kind of preposterous. They haven't been watching football.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And I think I would like to know what's going on with Hassan Reddick. What you got? I mean, what's the deal with him?
So I was thinking about that, and I listened to a couple different people, but I was listening to it. I think Hassan is in a bad spot right now. Personally, when you look at what's going around in the league now, he could, from what I'm hearing, and I'm only speaking to this from what we're hearing, Nothing that I know personally or anything like that. But what we're hearing is that they gave him the freedom to go seek a trade, right? So with that trade, he's going to want a sign and trade, right? He's going to want more money to get traded. Essentially, he needs a new deal, so he's looking for a new deal. And the question is, who's going to give him that new deal in a trade? That's the question, and that's where I think it's kind of tough for him.
Of it.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
the catch-22 because I'm gonna tell you right now, I wasn't all thrilled about the Huff signing for you guys because I've done plenty of Jets games last year, and he wasn't even really the guy. It was the other guy, Johnson, number 11, who was the man. And I felt like Huff. I don't feel like Huff is better than Haas. I really don't. So, I mean, it ain't even just being biased. I'm just saying from what I observed throughout the season doing these games, I don't think Huff was more productive than Hassan. You know, it wasn't like they were like, all right, we got a key on Huff. It was always with the Jets, we have to watch Johnson, you know, the kid number 11. But Haas, you have to game plan for that guy because he will disrupt your whole offense if you don't pay attention to this guy. And I never felt that this kid Huff was better than him.
With the cap space of them even signing Huff, they still have a lot of room to either re-sign or restructure a deal for Hassan or either Sweat. So is it a situation that they're kind of just letting him go see what he can get, and then once he sees the market isn't what he thinks it is, they may restructure his deal, or tell him we'll revisit it next year.
That's where it sounds like it's going. That's where it sounds like it's going. But here's the thing about that. You got to understand and be realistic too. These guys that you have as your quote unquote edge rushers, they're not in there every down. I mean, hell, it wouldn't be bad to bring Huff in if Haas need a break or, your other guy need a break. You know what I'm saying? You got to have backups for these guys. You don't want to be like, oh my God, they're out there. You know how many times I used to cringe when Bosa goes out the game? I'm like, damn, who the hell are we going to bring in now? Ain't going to be no pass rush. So you got to have these guys that are pretty damn good, pretty good, can be, can give me about 6 to 7 snaps. Then my guy comes back into my main guy comes in. You got to have that.
Yeah,
and you have to understand depth.
You're absolutely right, and I'm looking at it right now, right? So you have the young guy Smith on the edge, you have Haas, you have Sweat, and then you have Huff. So you have those 4 guys. You're just throwing speedballs at guys. That's not a bad line.
That's not bad at all. That's not and that's where it does benefit having Huff because if Haas stays, of course he's not starting. The guy Haas is definitely the starting guy, not Huff. But to bring a guy in like Huff to say, okay, this guy got some experience. He had 10.5 sacks last year. Let's go. Pull your ears back. Peel your ears back and go get this damn quarterback. That's what you want. And that's okay. You don't want no guy, you be like, oh, man, hurry up. Are you good now? You on the side looking at your guy. Is he ready? Is he ready? You can say, all right, you get these 6 snaps out. You ready? Go back in. You want to have that kind of confidence as a coach to have the depth like that.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
I think that the Eagles definitely have to address the real problem. They need a linebacker like nobody's business. They definitely need them. They definitely need a safety. They need corner. But see, the thing about the corner market is not that great because all the guys that are the real deal are locked in. They're locked down.
Yeah, so that's
unless you make some kind of mega trade, some big trade. That's the only way you're going to get a big name safety. The kid Eli Ricks. I like Eli Ricks, but then again, I don't know how he is an open field tackling because I saw in the 49er game, he got thrown to the side and the boy scored a touchdown. So I don't know, but Ricks he's a rookie. You know what I mean? He was a rookie. You know what? These are things that supposed to happen. These things happen to rookies.
They happen,
come on.
yeah.
But I do like I like his range. I like his length. I think you're right. He may suit better as a safety.
Yeah.
He really may. But you don't know what these guys are thinking. These coaches sometimes they think they know everything, but you never know.
Yeah, I just try to look at the game and be realistic about it. Like I just didn't like I know they did it out of necessity. They had Maddox that was hurt, and then they tried to bring in some old retread guys to play that nickel role. I just didn't like Ricks as a nickel. Like he's
not a nickel. He's never. First of all, he never played nickel ever.
Right.
He was always the outside boundary guy for Bama. That's it. He was never a nickel. And what about Brown? What's up with him?
I think he's a good player, but I think he's a spot player. I think he's a more of a special teams guy. He had a knee injury, so I'm not sure if he's going to be 100% ready to go for the Eagles this season. I mean, he's a good player. Like, I'm not knocking the kid, but I just didn't see that flash. Even with Reed Blankenship, like Reed outplayed, his talent level. And, then he
Right.
started getting injured because, he's just started getting injured and all that stuff. I just want to see somebody back there that can, kind of bring something to the table, whether it be, they're exceptional at coverage skills. They can cover the bigger tight ends. You can roll them down in a box. They can kind of blitz off the edge. I need to see something. The guys that we had, and we made the trade, with Tennessee, that guy, I mean, he's cooked. He couldn't cover.
Yeah.
He was cooked. So they definitely need to. I think the more pressing issue is the safety play. You need two safeties. Like, to be honest, you need two.
Well,
safeties.
let me ask you this: would you mind having Gardner back?
Yeah, I'll take Gardner. I'll take him back. He could play.
Yeah, I figured that because he did a damn good job when he was with you guys. He didn't. To me, he didn't do much with Detroit. I guess it was just getting to a new system and all that. But I think he fit well with. And I think that attitude. You guys don't have any teeth in your mouth on defense no more like it used to be. Used to be such a the physicality and just the thought of the Eagles defense. It hasn't been there in a couple of years like it should be. Like, you haven't had that ferocious linebacker. Remember, like the Byron Evans and all them guys back in the day. Y'all need that linebacker for sure. And y'all haven't really had that.
Well, that's what I mean by on the back end they need something, right? When we're talking about, you need somebody that's either going to take the ball away or somebody that's going to come down and strike fear in runners or tight ends' heart, like a Brian Dawkins, a Bob Sanders. You look at some of those guys. They bring something. Troy Polamalu, he was a guy that just made plays. So I haven't in the Eagles safety, I guess CJ Gardner was the closest thing to that that we've had over the last couple years, but that's definitely a position that's being missed on the back end.
Right. Well, like I said, as far as it goes with the 49ers, I'm just gonna wait and see, because I know John Lynch is another GM that gets it done, and I think with all these new compensatory picks that we just got, from the NFL, we're going to have to trade some of them off. We're going to get some players. I'm not worried about it right now, because a lot of these guys want so much money. Like, I felt like the guy from the Dolphins, the kid from the Dolphins, he got too much money for the Raiders. I was like, damn, $100 million for him?
Yeah.
Like, he just had his first 9-sack season last year. He had he had a really good season last season. Other than that, it hasn't been great. And they gave that guy a 5-year, $100 million. I mean, God bless him and good luck. That was a little bit like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, whoa, really?
Right.
Like, I don't want to see us waste money like that.
Yeah. Well, all right, Rob, thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate you. I'm trying to keep this going.
Yes, sir, brother. God bless you, brother.
Enjoy the rest of your day. All right, man. So we getting different perspective from different fan bases. So phone line is back open. We are getting close. As you guys know, we got about 10 minutes, about 10 minutes left in the show. And then, I gotta get the day started. But I thank everybody for tuning in, for listening right now, whether it be on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. I enjoy the dialogue, the conversation back and forth. I get to get things off of my head. I'm a sports guy, man. I wake up, sip my coffee, I listen to the podcast and all. I listen to a lot, but it's a lot going on, and I just enjoy that you guys are taking your time to sit and talk with us, with me right now. We're going to keep developing this. As you see, we had a phone line open. We're going to have a video chat going. We're going to have some interviews that we're going to start incorporating from other people. We're going to make this a real live morning show, right? So this segment of the show, we may, I don't know, I got to name it something. The Time's Yours, hotline, or I don't know. We'll think of something. If you guys got suggestions, put them in a comment, and you may see it pop up on the screen tomorrow. I may use your idea, you know what I mean, and give you your credit for sure. But yeah, it's the football free agency has popped off. I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna say this. I might want to be Kirk Cousins. Come on, I might want to be Kirk Cousins over, you know. Yo, I would rather be Kirk Cousins over Patrick Mahomes. I'm telling y'all, I might want to be Kirk Cousins over Patrick Mahomes, man. Who is this guy's agent? Like, who is negotiating his deals? You look at this dude, he done made a close to $100 million. Like, he's exceeded all expectations of money. I just wanted to look up what his contracts have been, you know, over his career earnings. Whoever is his agent, I need to know who that dude. I need to know who that dude is. Listen, I got a son that's getting ready to finish college in another year or two. You know, I don't know, but he seems like he's able to get the deals. You know, but I'm looking at Kirk Cousins. His career earnings are $331.7 million. That is outrageous for Kirk Cousins. You gotta be kidding me. This dude made $300 million in the NFL? Nah, is this a typo? Kirk Cousins made $231.6 million from the NFL contracts through 2023. Wow. And right now, after this deal, he made $331.7 million. You gotta be kidding me, man. Just to see that his people are able to negotiate contracts like no other. Would you rather be Patrick Mahomes or would you rather be Kirk Cousins? Like, Kirk Cousins, you're good enough where people like you, right? You're not good enough to win a Super Bowl, but you're good enough to keep getting good contracts and like 300. Man, his agent is a wizard. Able to get, and listen, he was able to get the deal he just got coming off of ace. What did he tear? His Achilles? You tear your Achilles and you still able to bring in this type of money. This is unbelievable. 4 years, $180 million off of a Achilles injury. What are we talking about, people? What are we talking about, people? Listen, that just shows you don't have to be great. You just have to be above subpar, right? Oh man, here Kirk Cousins. Oh man. Oh, you like that? Come on. What are we talking about? What are we doing? Man, Kirk Cousins, the dude from Michigan State, right? Michigan State, Kirk Cousins. Oh man, Kirk Cousins. And what does he say? Kirk never passed the eye test. But when you look at the numbers, you know, hey man, he's not a franchise killer. He's not a person that's going to come in and totally stink up the place like some of these other retread quarterbacks. He's going to have you in contention of playoffs year in and year out. But when it matters, it's not up to Kurt. Kurt's not that guy when it matters. But you know, salute to him. I'm not a hater. He's able to get that type of money, and you know that's generational wealth. You know, his wife, his kids, you know, they'll be able to live off $331.7 million for a lifetime. Man, listen. Man, what is going on, Kirk Cousins? Hey, but he did it, man. What's going on with Justin Fields? You guys think Justin Fields deserves better from the Bears? You think the Bears need to just come out and say, "Hey, we're sticking with Justin Fields," or do you think they need to part ways with him? Do you think that it's time for Justin Fields to go? think it's time for him to be traded. What do you guys think? And I think they doing Justin Fields wrong, man. I think they should just come in. If I was them, I would talk to somebody, see what are their intentions. Do they need a quarterback? I would move back a little bit, maybe double up. If you could trade wise, have 2 first-round picks if you can. And I would go after like Marvin Harrison Jr. and then I would try to draft an offensive lineman, somebody who could help me, on that offensive line. And then you're looking at Justin Fields with 2 quality receivers, and then he's going to have DeAndre Swift. If you could tighten up that offensive line a little bit, you may have something that you can play with at that point. Their defense is pretty cool. Defense pretty good from the Bears. So it's just one of those things that what I would do if I was a GM. But hey, I'm not getting paid the big bucks, right? This is what they paid him for. He's had 3 offensive coordinators. He's been done wrong. I definitely think so. When when I was talking earlier about the Eagles and their secondary not having any like players where you can see flashes, like, man, I can see where he's good at, right? I could see, him making plays. It kind of lends to you wanting to be able to keep him. Like Justin Fields definitely makes those splash plays. He makes those splash throws, runs. He has all the physical tools to be a really good player. But Chicago, you have to support that type of player. You can't have 3 offensive coordinators to start this guy's career. You can't be playing. Listen, I like Tyson Bagent. And Tyson Bagent is one that I watched a lot, with Division II football because, my son was, in Division II. So I'm watching the games. I'm seeing him and they may be able to align and play against each other. Actually, if they would have won the one game, they would have traveled to West Virginia and played against Tyson Bagent with a chance to go to, the Final Four. But they wind up losing that game by like 2 or 3 points. I was hot that day. I was steaming that day. But come on, man. Tyson Bagent, like, he's a good player. He could come in. He can, he could keep things going for 3 to 4 games until your starter get back in. I think he will be a great backup and make a lot of money as a career backup. But come on, man. We talking about Justin Fields versus Tyson Bagent. It's not even close. But they got to get it together, man. They definitely have to get it together and help him out. Pierce needs to bring him to Vegas. Bears are definitely giving up on him too quick. I just think it's, even to be in the media, what does this do to his head, right? What does this do to Justin Fields' mental capacity? Like, it's just a lot going on, and he's a young player. You hate to see it for young players, but hopefully he can get to a situation, or the Bears can create a situation where he is comfortable and that he is cool and okay with the situation that he's in, so he can then flourish and be great. Do really good things. But I want to see the Bears do Justin Fields right. You know what I'm saying? I want us to see them do right. But yeah, man, great show today. Great show today. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank everybody for calling in. Please subscribe to the YouTube, D2 Sports Network. Follow us on Instagram, D2 Sports Network 1. And follow us on Twitter at D2 Athletics. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the morning show. Let's talk. You know what I'm saying? It's the Let's Talk morning show. We just having conversations about sports. It doesn't matter. I think I'm going to incorporate some other stuff too. I may bring some other people in, had them, I know some of y'all like to use some of the sports betting stuff. So maybe we'll incorporate that. Maybe we'll blow this thing up, man. We'll do a whole show. But yeah, salute to everybody. Have a good day. Again, stay positive. Keep the negative people out of your life. Stay motivated. And do whatever you put your mind to, do it. Don't let people tell you you can't. All right. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I'm out to get the day started. Thank you guys for tuning in.